Taylor Swift isn't just a musician. That's not even close to the full story. She's this singular force in modern culture, an artist whose presence can literally shift economies and just completely dominate the news cycle. So let's get into it and break down the strategy, the conflicts, and the sheer force of will that built this modern icon.
Okay, let's start with a number. $5 billion. That's the estimated economic boost from just the US leg of her Eras tour. I mean, to put that into perspective for you, it's like having a Super Bowl happen every single weekend in whatever city she landed in. Just wild.
So, how in the world did this happen, right? How does one person become that powerful, that influential? Well, that's the big question we're going to dig into here. We're going to trace the key moments and, honestly, the brilliant strategic decisions that got her here.
And it all starts right here. Her whole empire. Every single record-breaking tour, every cultural moment. It's all built on this one core skill she has been perfecting since she was a kid: storytelling.
Her rise was just unbelievably fast. I mean, she went from writing poetry on her family's Christmas tree farm to her parents taking this massive leap of faith, moving the entire family to Nashville when she was only 14. By 15, she's got a record deal, and by 20, she's holding the music industry's highest honor. It's an incredible start.
But how did she connect so fast? Well, her early genius was all about what she calls her quill pen style. Think about her early hits, like Our Song. It's packed with these tiny, super specific details, right? A slamming screen door. Those diary-like lyrics created this immediate, authentic connection that made her fans feel like she was telling their story too.
Okay, so with that rock-solid foundation, she makes a huge strategic pivot to pop. And this move just blasted her fame into the stratosphere on a global scale. But it also brought a whole new level of intense scrutiny. And yeah, some major public conflict.
And this slide just illustrates that change perfectly. With her first official pop album, 1989, she completely reinvented herself. The acoustic guitars, gone, swapped for synthesizers, and her relatable, small-town stories, they evolved into this witty kind of meta-commentary on her own fame. It was a total transformation.
But with global fame comes intense media focus. And while her relationships were always tabloid news, one specific conflict was about to erupt that would pretty much define an entire era of her career.
And then in 2016, this lyric from Kanye West's song Famous just ignited an absolute firestorm. So Kanye claimed Taylor approved it in a phone call, her team flat out denied it, the whole thing just exploded when Kim Kardashian released these edited clips of that phone call, which really seemed to show Taylor agreeing to the song.
The fallout was immediate, and it was brutal. She was publicly branded a snake, a liar. A massive online harassment campaign kicked off. The hashtag #TaylorSwiftIsOverParty was trending everywhere. The shaming was so intense that she completely withdrew from public life for a full year, which, of course, just set the stage for one of the most dramatic comebacks ever.
But when she emerged from that period of isolation, she walked right into a new battle. And this one wasn't about public perception. No, this was about something way more fundamental: the actual ownership of her life's work.
So, in 2019, the master recordings of her first 6 albums were sold to a music manager named Scooter Braun, someone she saw as an adversary. Just like that, she lost control over her artistic legacy. She called it her worst-case scenario.
Her response was just unprecedented. A truly bold plan to re-record her entire back catalog, and the strategy was absolutely brilliant. She would meticulously recreate every single song, but, and this is key, she'd add unreleased vault tracks to make the new versions irresistible to fans. The goal? Get everyone to use Taylor's version, making the originals basically worthless and allowing her to regain full control.
And guess what? It worked. It worked spectacularly. Fearless Taylor's version became the first re-recorded album in history to debut at #1 on the Billboard charts. It was proof that her strategy wasn't just a gimmick. It was a massive, industry-shaking success.
So all of this, the artistic evolution, the business battles, the community she built through it all, it brings us to right now. It all culminated in her current status as this absolute cultural juggernaut.
When you look at her legacy, it's really built on these 3 distinct pillars of influence. She's not just a celebrated artist, right? She's also a brilliant businesswoman who totally disrupted the industry. And on top of that, she's the leader of this fiercely loyal global community.
the Swifties. So ultimately, what this all shows is that she is so much more than a pop star. She's an architect, she has completely redefined what artistic ownership means, she built this global community basically on pure loyalty, and she proved that an artist can be both a master storyteller and a powerful CEO whose influence shapes actual economies.
And this all leads us to one final, really fascinating question. Taylor Swift has achieved this incredibly unique position of power, where she effectively owns both her art and the undivided loyalty of her audience. So the question we're all left with is, what happens next?